Hey, okay, I forgot to add myself to the stream. For like 1 second, I was live with just a blank screen, but what is going on, guys? We got a Week 6 NFL recap here and reaction. If you guys are watching this back, what is going on? I appreciate you stopping by and watching this when it's not live. I'm going to put timestamps down below within 24 hours of this coming out. So, yeah, I'm going to timestamp all of the games that we talk about, so you can just skip to your favorite game if you want. But it'd be cool if you watch the whole thing, too. What is going on, Juice TV? Appreciate you being here. What is going on, Cookie Monster? Yeah, I'm late. I know. Actually, funny thing is, I ran downstairs to get a water. Finally got a water because I've been losing my voice when I'm doing these because I'm talking so much. And there was a huge cricket that I had to like jump around, and I'm really scared of bugs. And it jumped like when I walked near it, and I jumped and screamed. I'm just a very brave person, is what I'm trying to say. Just very brave of me to run past that cricket to do this live stream. I mean, no one is as brave as me. Oh, what is going on? The control. What is going on? Sad Falcons. What is going on? Falcons had a bye this week, right? I gotta drink water. What's going on, David? Steve. Appreciate you, Steve. I appreciate it. Guys, I forgot for the super chat ball. I forgot to take it out yesterday. It's right here next to me. So if you did a super chat yesterday, I'm gonna add it after the stream. But yeah, I forgot to put the names on the super chat ball yesterday, but I can go back and look. So I'm gonna put those on after the stream, the ones from yesterday's stream. So I apologize for that. Craig, what is going on? I know you don't have to be worried about the Chiefs, Craig. I'm telling you, they're gonna be fine. Craig, don't worry. What is going on, Rational Thought? I appreciate it. No, I've definitely seen your comments. I have to respond to a ton of comments. I'm gonna do that like tomorrow morning. But I am familiar with your name because I'm like Rational Thought. That's like a interesting name. All right, guys, I just like burped. Let's talk about these games now. We're gonna start with the Thursday night game, which was Buccaneers versus the Eagles. So the Bucs won this one 28-22. This wasn't the most exciting game, which is fine, but that's dope, Josh. You should get a Kadarius jersey. Is that a Juice WRLD profile picture? Okay, so this first game here, we got Bucs versus the Eagles. This was a Thursday night game. It wasn't the most exciting. Tom Brady did Tom Brady type things. Leonard Fournette had a pretty good game. He had 2 touchdowns. I mean, Jalen Hurts honestly almost got them back in this game. But my main takeaway from I love Juice. My main takeaway from this game is that the Eagles play calling is actually atrocious. Like, I don't understand why would you give the ball why would you hand the ball off to Miles Sanders one time in one half? What? It literally does not make sense. They literally put their players in a bad position in Philadelphia, and I don't understand the play calling there at all. And if I was Miles Sanders, I would want to trade out of Philly because under Doug Peterson, they didn't really run the ball with him. But under Nick Sirianni, it almost seems like they're running the ball with him less. And if I was Miles Sanders, I'd be like, excuse me, why is everyone disrespecting me? And then they finally started to run the ball in the fourth quarter, and it was actually working, surprisingly, because when you actually have a balanced game plan or try to keep the defense a little bit honest in regards to the run, it sometimes works. So it was just too late at that point. So I don't even know. I don't even know what is going on with the Eagles play calling. I mean, I honestly feel like Jalen Hurts could be so much better if the play calling changed in Philly. I really do. But we'll move on to the next game. What is the next game I got here? Oh, the freaking London game. This one. What an early morning surprise here. The Jaguars getting their first win of the season and their first win in like a very long time since what was it? Is this their first win since last year, week 1? I think it is. But this was a weird game. So the Dolphins offense looked like pretty dominant to start out the game. Tua, he came back from his rib injury and he was looking pretty good. But then the Dolphins defense could not stop this Jaguars offense, especially when it mattered. And I know Byron Jones wasn't playing, Xavier Howard wasn't playing, so they were down their top 2 corners. But still, this defensive front was really not able to stop this run. How many yards did James Robinson had? Yeah, he had 73 yards. I mean, honestly, it's not a ton of yards, but it just didn't seem like they were able to just win the line of scrimmage on defense, which is kind of concerning versus Jaguars team. Tua, he wasn't sacked at all, but the thing was he was having to get rid of the ball so quick versus Jaguars front. I don't know what's up with the Dolphins offensive line. I mean, there were so many penalties, especially early on in this game on the Dolphins. And Tua, he was good. You know, he didn't take any sacks, but he just had to get the ball out so quick. The pressure was really getting there. Trevor Lawrence has definitely been making better decisions. You know, he didn't have any interceptions in this game. And he had a really nice touchdown pass to Marvin Jones, like a really nice pass. And yeah, it's crazy because the field goal that tied this game for the Jaguars literally looked like it was going right, and then it like hooked in. It was literally like a soccer kick. Like it was like it looked like it was no good, and then it just moved in, and it was crazy. I thought that was not gonna go. But the Dolphins are in a bad spot right now. I don't know what's going on with the Dolphins right now. They're in a bad spot. Will Trevor Lawrence become a bust or a better player? I don't think it's about him becoming a bust. I don't think he's going to be a bust, but I think they just need to build around him a lot more. Oh, really, Craig? That's so funny. I didn't even realize that. Oh, really, Sam Falcons fan? That's so funny. I feel like I remember that. I don't think it's time to give up on Tua at all. Like, it wasn't his fault that they lost. Like, they did not put him in a good position. Yeah, I know he threw an INT, but it wasn't like his fault. He was just under so much pressure, and they couldn't really get a run game going, and the defense was just not stopping the Jaguars offense. So I wouldn't really say it was his fault. Next game we got is Colts versus Texans. Let me pull this one up. So this was all Colts. This was all Colts. No, I didn't do the Ravens yet. I'm going in like time order. So we're on the first, I guess, 1 o'clock game right now. With the Colts finally getting another win. Colts are 2-4 now. Colts won this one 31-3. And honestly, a lot of these 1 o'clock games, the winning team won by a lot, but they weren't like that big of a difference during halftime of all these games. Like all these games were actually pretty close during halftime. I mean, the Colts were only up by what? They were only up by 7 going into halftime, but they ended up winning this game 31-3. I'm just so happy that the Colts are finally getting a win, even though it's versus the Texans, because you guys know I picked the Colts to have like a really good season. So I'm like, oh my God, the Colts can't make me look super silly. But Carson Wentz looked so much better in this game. He really did. I think his ankles are feeling better. The O-line, it's playing a little better. I mean, Carson, he's still not going a game without getting sacked or anything like that. He was sacked, I think, twice in this game. Don't quote me on that. I mean, I can pull it up the stats right here. But he's being smart with the football. Yeah, he was sacked 2 times, but he's being smart with the football. And the deep ball from Carson Wentz is actually looking really nice now. I mean, he had a really nice pass to Mo Alley Cox. One was a touchdown. One of them was a drop in the end zone by Mo Alley Cox, or like it should have been caught. I don't know if it was officially called a drop, but Carson, he's just being smart with the football. I mean, he only threw the ball 20 times. And Jonathan Taylor, guys, Jonathan Taylor is actually insane. He had 14 carries for 145 yards and 2 touchdowns, and his longest run was 83 yards. Jonathan Taylor is big and he's fast. He kind of gives me a little bit of Derrick Henry vibes, but we need to start talking about Jonathan Taylor because he's got to be moving into the top 5 running backs in the league. I appreciate it, Brian. He is very legit. And this Colts defense, they were getting so much pressure on Davis Mills. They really were. I mean, Davis Mills consistently had to run out of the pocket. I mean, he was only sacked twice, but he had to just keep running out of the pocket. The good thing, though, is, or the bright spot, I guess, if you're a Texans fan, is Davis Mills does throw really nice on the run. Like, if he's sprinting out to his right, he can throw a nice pass. He almost looks like a gazelle almost. He's like, I don't know. I don't really know what a gazelle looks like. They're kind of like deer, right? Kind of looks like Giselle. No, but I mean, he didn't play a good game. He was 29 of 43, 243 yards, 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. but he can throw on the run, which is good. But this Colts defense was just creating so much pressure, making him so uncomfortable. So hopefully the Colts are putting it all together now, so I don't look silly by the end of the year and the Colts have like no wins. But that division is so bad that they can make the playoffs. I mean, the Titans could lose tonight. I think the Titans will lose tonight. Next game we got here. Oh, it's the Giants game. Oh no, it's the Giants game. So the Rams won this one, obviously, 38-11, and it was just all around a sad time if you're a Giants fan. Rams offense totally back, totally clicking. It's looking really good again. It's looking like the week 1 Rams offense. I mean, Matt Stafford didn't even have to finish this game. Like he came out of this game early because they were up by so much. Giants O-line looked atrocious versus this Rams D-line. And I think the Rams D is finally starting to click now. Like I thought they were kind of underperforming a little bit to start the season. But I think it was just kind of the schedule that they also had too. They were facing a lot of good quarterbacks and good offenses. But the Rams defense is really looking good. The Giants defense looks literally atrocious, really bad. Taylor Rapp, 2 interceptions, like really great game from Taylor Rapp. And yeah, the Giants are in a bad spot. I mean, yeah, they weren't great because they played a poor team, but like how much better did you want them to play? Like, you know what I mean? Like they played, like they didn't even have to, like Matt Stafford didn't even have to finish the game. Like they played well. They played really well. I mean, let me look at Matt Stafford's stats here. I think he had 4 touchdowns. Oops, I clicked on the wrong game. I think he had 4 touchdowns. Let me double check. Yeah, he had 4 touchdowns, 251 yards, 22 of 28. Like, I know they're playing a not good defense, but like, how much better do you expect the guy to play? You know what I mean? Let's move on to the next game, which is the Washington. Craig, this one's for you. The Chiefs versus Washington. Chiefs won this one 31-13 versus the Washington football team. And listen, the Chiefs are going to be okay, guys. I know this game must have been scary a little bit for Chiefs fans in the beginning, but they're going to be okay. Taylor Heinicke, I know he's not the greatest quarterback, but you have to be happy that the defense only let up 13 points if you're a Chiefs fan. It's a step in the right direction. Now you just have to stack this momentum. You have to stack it up. They still didn't win the turnover battle. They still had more turnovers on offense than they had on defense, which is not good for this team. Like, you need to not turn over the ball. But they won, and that's what matters, right? I mean, Patrick Mahomes, his second interception was just so – it was so bad. And it's hard to say that it's bad for Patrick Mahomes because sometimes he has plays like that where it's like, oh, like he's able to make that magic happen. But it was basically like a bad snap. He picks up the ball. He's trying to run. He's getting sacked and just tosses that thing up. Like, just like skies that ball in the air, like straight up, not even horizontally down the field, and was intercepted. But they intercepted Heinicke one time. I believe they also had a fumble recovery. I can look at that. I go to the team stats. I can see how many turnovers they got. Yeah, so they got 1 turnover versus Washington, but they also lost the turnover themselves. Yeah, so the defense forced 2 turnovers, but the offense had 3 turnovers, and you just can't have that with the Chiefs right now. The offense needs to stop turning over the ball. I think Patrick Mahomes is still pressing too much, but they're playing the Titans next week, a team that allowed 7 sacks versus the New York Jets. So hopefully they're going to be able to continue a good defensive performance because the defense just needs to just keep this momentum up. Like I said, I know it's Washington. It's not the best like team you're going to face, but you just want to stack small wins. You know what I'm saying? Habit stack or whatever. So next game we got here is the Vikings-Carolina game. Carolina is slipping, guys. Carolina is slipping, and I can't say I'm surprised, to be honest with you. I can't say I'm surprised. So they lose in overtime, and this Panthers team started undefeated, but They are not looking too good right now. The thing is, they almost came back in this game. They got the game tying touchdown with the 2-point conversion, but Sam Darnold, I don't know. I think he just might not be that good. He was 17 of 41. 17 of 41. 17 completions on 41 attempts, 207 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The first offensive play of the game was an interception for Sam Darnold. And it's just the defense couldn't get the big stop when they needed to in overtime. I mean, Kirk Cousins threw like a dot to win the game. Like, what a touchdown pass to win the game. But this, I don't know, this Carolina team, are they pretenders? I don't know. Is it because Christian McCaffrey's out? I don't know. But yeah, exactly. 17 of 41 is not, it's not very efficient. I will say this though, he did have a clutch 4th and long conversion with under 2 minutes left in the game, which continued the drive for them to get that game tying touchdown and the game tying 2-point conversion. But he was backed up. He was throwing from his own end zone, and it was a clutch throw. It was a clutch throw, 4th and forever, throwing from his own end zone. He completed it. It was clutch. Allowed them to score that touchdown, which allowed them to go for that 2-point conversion, which allowed them to go to overtime. But listen, the Vikings are one of those teams that I'm like, they're so close. They're so close. And I mean, what are they now? 2-3? No, 3-3. They're 3-3 now. They're 3-3 now, and they lost a really close game to Arizona. I mean, they almost beat Arizona. They missed that game-winning field goal in this game too versus the Panthers. They had a 40-something yard, I think it was, possible game-winning field goal with like seconds left. Wasn't even close, just so far right. And it's like, what is up with the Vikings and these field goals? Like, they need to literally trade a 1st-round pick for like Justin Tucker or something. They need to draft a field goal kicker so early. I mean, this Vikings team needs to just like find the perfect kicker, because if I'm a Vikings fan, I'd be so sick of this. They had like such a great position, middle of the field, like perfect spot. The thing just goes right the whole time. From the moment it left his foot, it was never straight. It was never going in the field goal post. Like, it was so bad. Yeah, 47 yards. I know it's not the closest, but for the amount of times the Vikings have missed game-winning field goals, like you feel like you gotta hit one eventually. You feel like you gotta have some luck eventually. But I think this Vikings team can make some noise. It seems like the defense is playing better, except I just saw Patrick Peterson, I believe, is on the IR now. Defense is getting better. Oh, and the other thing was Sam Darnold was getting sacked a ton. That's the other thing, guys. Sam Darnold, I think that's part of the reason why he was had such a low completion percentage. He was sacked 4 times, but the pressure was really on him. So yeah. Sorry, Panthers, but Vikings, don't let the possible game-winning field goal come to haunt them again. All right, next game we got here is the Chargers versus Baltimore. Ravens won this one big time. Like, what a statement win for the Ravens. Like, yet again, I feel like all the Ravens have had this year, I feel like, are statement wins. Like, they just continue to put out statement wins after statement win. And I don't think the Cardinals are frauds. I mean, they've beat the Rams, they beat the Browns. Every single test that has been thrown at the Cardinals, they have handled so well, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But this game, the Ravens just keep proving why they're so legit. They really do. I mean, Lamar, he didn't have like the most fantastic game this game, but he made the plays when he needed to. And the reason he didn't have the most fantastic plays was because he didn't actually need to do that much. The run game was working insanely well for the Ravens. I know, the Chargers, they didn't have the best defense or the best run defense, and they played the Raiders, and their run defense kind of looked really good, right? But run defense was absolutely terrible for the Chargers in this game. Let me see how many rushing yards the Chargers had. Where is it? Okay. Sorry. The Ravens had 187 rushing yards. Crazy, right? I mean, the Ravens were running all over. Any single running back they decided to run with was running the ball. I mean, we know what happened with the Ravens running backs in preseason with J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. You know, their top 2 running backs are out for the season. But they signed Freeman. He had 9 carries for 53 yards. Solid. Lamar, 8 carries for 51 yards. Latavius Murray, 9 carries for 44 yards. Le'Veon Bell, 8 carries for 18 yards. Everyone who ran this ball was getting yards. It was so hard for the Chargers to stop this run offense of the Ravens. And then later in the game, in the second half, the Chargers had to start bringing 5. And they weren't even trying to disguise that they were bringing 5 guys. I mean, they just needed to find a way to stop. They were almost daring Lamar to throw, and when they dared him to throw, he was making the throws he had to. They were just bringing 5, and they still couldn't stop them. It was a really, really great prove-it game for the Ravens, and they made life terrible for Justin Herbert. I mean, Justin Herbert looked so off in this game. He did not look like Justin Herbert. He was missing throws. He just didn't look the same. I think the pressure was getting to him. I mean, the pressure, not the external pressure, but what I'm saying, the pressure on the field, the defenders. This Chargers offensive line didn't look as good as it looked previously, and this whole offense looked off, especially because, unlike the Ravens, this Chargers offense could not establish the run game at all. Austin Eckler, 6 carries for 7 yards. 6 carries for 7 yards. Justin Herbert was the leading rusher with 2 carries for 12 yards. They could not run versus Baltimore defense. And both these teams, you know what I'm saying? The team that won could establish the run really well and stop the run. But the team that couldn't establish the run and couldn't stop the run lost. So just really, really not a great performance from the Chargers. But it's one game. It's one game. They're going into a bye. Ravens are a really, really good team. So next game we got Arizona and the Buccaneers. So I see some people talking about the Cardinals, saying they're not legit in the comment section. So let's talk about this. So the Cardinals won this one 37-14. Huge win for the Cardinals. I thought this was going to be the biggest test for the Cardinals so far. Sad Falcons fan, what are you saying what to? But I think this was one of the biggest tests for the Ravens. I'm sorry, not the Ravens. I'm getting my birds confused. For the Cardinals so far. I thought the Rams game was a huge test. And then I thought this Browns game was a huge test, especially this Browns defense. This Browns defense is one of the best in the league. But, I mean, the offense just really – what's going on, Rashard? This offense just really, really let this team down. Nick Chubb couldn't play, and I think you kind of saw how much of an impact he has on this offense because Nick Chubb is definitely a top 5 running back in this league. Now Kareem Hunt has an injured calf, I believe. I think he might be on IR, but don't quote me on that. But what a dominant win for the Cardinals. What a dominant win. Let's look at Lamar. Not Lamar. Let's look at – I'm getting all my bird teams confused because we just talked about the Ravens before. So Kyler Murray, 20 of 30, 229 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Absolutely crazy. I mean, Lamar. Why do I keep saying Lamar? This Cardinals team, this offense, crazy. Because the thing is, they're so fast. This offense gets to the outside, and they're gone. They get to the edge, and they're so fast. Kyler gets to the edge. He'll run this full sprint to the edge, stop, throw, or he doesn't even need to stop to throw. Run, throw, on the move, dot, just like a dot, just like amazing pass. What a dot, Kyler is insane. Yeah, I know you guys are getting rid of Justin Tucker. I'm just kidding, but if there was a team that needed to trade 2 first for Justin Tucker or something, it would be it would be the Vikings. But exactly. I am Bear says Cardinals win with head coach, no tight end, 3 defensive linemen out, no Rodney Hudson, and a coach who never called a play at any level of football, but no big time network wants to give them the credit. Yes, exactly. That's the thing. The Cardinals had like an outbreak before this game. Literally. And I think it was one of the toughest matchups for them this season, and they handled it fine. They were fine. They were fine. What is going on, Anthony? I just think the Cardinals are absolutely nuts. I think my 3 MVP candidates right now are Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, and Justin Herbert. I think those are my 3 MVP candidates as of right now. That's who I would say are my MVP candidates. And Baker in this game. Baker missing throws. I know he's got something going on with his shoulder. He was missing throws. He just wasn't feeling the pressure. He was turning over the ball. Baker did not have a good game. I think he dislocated his shoulder again or something in this game when he fell on it. It's his left shoulder, but it's his non-throwing shoulder. But you could tell when he fell on it, when he got tackled on that play, when he fumbled, like he was kicking his legs and stuff when he was on the ground. He eventually came back into the game. But I feel like that's such a telltale sign. Like when you're in pain, like I don't know if you guys anyone like has played sports and like when you get hurt when you're playing sports and you like fall on the ground, like the kicking of the legs, like I feel like we've all been there. Like that's when you know, oh, it's some bad pain. Like when you're just kicking your legs on the floor. I felt bad for Baker, but I don't know how healthy he is. I'm saying hopefully he's healthy, but like I don't know how healthy Baker is. He does have a partially torn labrum, I believe it is, in his left shoulder that he's just playing through. But Baker, I mean, he's got to be better. He really does. I know it's tough because of the injury, and at the end of the season, we'll probably find out how healthy he actually was. But for this Browns team to do well, they need Baker to step up 100%. They can't just rely on the run because that's really what I felt like this offense was for the first few weeks of the season. But with Nick Chubb out, they really, got exposed. Mosey says, Dak got injured. Yeah, I saw that. I saw he was in a walking boot, but I think I saw that he said he'll be fine, right? Like after the bye and stuff. A. Lavelle, thank you for the super chat. A. Lavelle says, what's up, Lauren? Hope you're doing well. As a Cowboys fan, it was an ugly game. We should put the Pats away earlier. Dak has to be an MVP candidate. Anyway, love the channel. Keep up the great work. Appreciate you, A. Lavelle. You're going on the super chat ball. I'm going to put you right here. No, it's not bad, sad Falcons fan. If you had the 49ers and Dolphins making the playoffs, I had the 49ers making the playoffs too. How are we supposed to know what's going to happen? Hey, Lavelle. Boom. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Boom. Right there. Wait. Focus. Cowboys are coming up, guys. Focus. It's there. Wait. There it is. Yeah. All right. All right, guys. Next game. Next game we got what's the next game? All right, we'll have one more game before the Dallas game. The next game we got is the Raiders and the Broncos. And I gotta say, guys, this game surprised me. I'm very happy for the Raiders players because they were put in a terrible situation. They were put in such a tough spot in the middle of the season. They were put in a terrible, terrible spot, and I felt so bad for them. And I didn't know how they were going to play this game, on the road, going to Denver against a division rival. And they won. They won, and it wasn't as close as the score indicates. I mean, they had Teddy B all flustered. They were getting so much pressure on him. This D-line was playing so well, which was great because, it took a lot of pressure off that secondary. Secondary is kind of the question coming into the season, but they still had 3 interceptions versus Teddy B. They sacked him 5 times, and what a bounce back win for the Raiders. They needed this so bad. and it was a huge win on the road versus a division rival, and it was a dominant win. Derek Carr looked like he bounced back. This whole D-line just looked insane. They looked hungry, and yeah, just if you're a Raiders fan, you got to be so happy with this. The offense just really looked like it was clicking, and I'm so happy. I am so happy for these players on the Raiders, because talk about just adversity and just being put in like a terrible situation, because none of that stuff with Gruden was their fault, obviously. And I just feel so bad I felt so bad for the Raiders players last week. Oh shoot, I forgot to talk about the Green Bay game. But Jeremy, we're gonna do Green Bay, guys, and then we're gonna do the Dallas game. Jeremy, I appreciate the super chat. Jeremy says, my favorite Giants fan and the cutest one. Also hope you have an awesome night. I appreciate you so much, Jeremy. Jeremy is I almost said a Broncos fan, but he's a Cowboys fan. He's a member. I appreciate you, Jeremy. And congrats on the win. I'm putting you on the ball. So I decided I'm going to do everyone per live stream. Like, so every super chat is going on the ball, but one per live stream, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying, guys? So Jeremy, this is your second time on the ball, Jeremy. Big shouts out to Jeremy. Appreciate you being here. Boom. All right, let's do the Green Bay one, and then we're going to go to the Dallas Pats game. And then we'll move on to the Sunday night game. I appreciate it, Jeremy. What is going on? All the way from Alaska, Gabriel. What is going on? All right, guys. We're going to do this real quick. Well, not quick, but Packers beat the Bears 24-14. And honestly, this was like a kind of close game the whole time. I know Aaron Rodgers with his touchdown celebration and all that. His touchdown really sealed this game. But Fields, he didn't have the worst game, and I know he did throw an interception, but he did get sacked 4 times. Like, just give Justin Fields some time in the pocket and also just in general, because I think he's still going to be really, really good, but the offensive line is terrible, and he's just running for his life back there, to be honest with you. But he had 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He had some really nice throws, but still, he's still developing. On the other hand, you have Aaron Rodgers, the vet. He only missed 6 throws, 195 yards, 2 touchdowns. And this Green Bay offense, it was really rolling. And this Bears defense, I feel like, is so underrated, though. You might be like, why didn't the Packers put up more points? It's because this Bears defense is, like, really good, especially their D-line. I mean, they had 3 sacks on Rodgers. They were making him get the ball out quick. I think the Bears, I don't know if the Bears still have the most sacks in the NFL, but the Bears have a ton of sacks. But greetings from Mexico. What is going on? I appreciate it, Andrea. But I would be encouraged by what I see from the Bears. But a good win for the Packers. They needed this win because the Packers need to keep winning, especially with the defense. The way that it is, they have some key injuries on that defense. You just want to get as many wins as possible before you have some really tough matchups, or even get to the playoffs. All right, time for the Cowboys game. I know a lot of people are asking about this. So here we go. I know there's a ton of Cowboys fans here. Cowboys 35, Patriots 29. This was honestly one of the most wild games this season. This has to be one of the most crazy games of this season so far. It really does. Mike says, Cowboys fan here. We beat the refs and Mike McCarthy. Horrible clock management and decisions. Kellen Moore should be head coach. Go Diggs, defensive player of the year. Honestly, I want Kellen Moore to be the coach of the Giants, but I don't know. I don't know if Moore is going to leave Dallas. Like, do you think they'll fire McCarthy and then do you think they'll fire Mike McCarthy or let Mike McCarthy go or tell him to step down and hire Moore? Because I want Moore to be the head coach of the New York Giants, if I'm being honest with you as a Giants fan. But I think it's absolutely crazy how this game went down in the final seconds. How crazy was like let's just think about it, like how dramatic it was. Diggs, his interception streak is on the line, and it looks like the Cowboys are gonna lose this game. If you guys want to see my reaction, like that's the best illustration of how this game went. But it's like Diggs, his interception streak is on the line. It looks like the Cowboys are gonna lose, but oh my God, he picks it off, and not that he just picks off; it's a pick six. And then Mac Jones gets the ball back, one pass, one touchdown, and it's like that pick six never happened. It was nuts. It was literally, I feel like, a scene out of one of those sports movies. It literally seemed like a scene out of one of those sports movies. The back and forth, those two plays, how they were back to back. Oh my God, Jeremy, you did not have to do that. Jeremy, have a great night. Jeremy, you have a great night. That was totally unnecessary, Jeremy. We got to put Jeremy on the ball again here for that, Jeremy, you're going like, I don't know where to put it. I don't know where to put it, Jeremy. Jeremy, I'm going to put it right next to your other one, but I'm going to put it in all caps because you're crazy, Jeremy. That was totally unnecessary. Oh my God, my handwriting's getting bad. And I appreciate it, Jeremy, but you totally did not have to do that. That was like totally unnecessary. Oh my God, am I going to fit it? I did it. It fit. Just give Jeremy the ball at this point. I appreciate it, Jeremy. You did not have to do that. DJ's World said, as a Cowboys fan, he is barely getting a handle on running an offense perfectly. I want him to make play calling second nature before giving him an entire team. All right, that makes sense. You will never steal my Kellen Moore, LOL. Tyrone, what is going on? Tyrone, you were here yesterday. Congrats on the win. I know you're a Cowboys fan. He's a young guy. I don't want to fall into the McVay, trapping of like, young offensive guru type, just like anyone who's a young offensive guru being like, that guy's a future head coaching star, that type of thing. But I like Kellen Moore. I do. But then again, guys, let's just get back to this game really, really quick. Insane. Just like, I'm telling you guys, it was like literally art. Like, it's cinema. It is art. Like, this was a script. Like, someone could write this for a movie. Like, do I have a team or do I just like Tom Brady? I'm a Giants fan. What? Yeah, just I lost my train of thought. But this was literally a movie scene. Cowboys are legit. I mean, they've only lost one game, and that was to the Bucs, the Super Bowl champs. So they're very, very legit. They're very legit. The defense, I would say, is the biggest weakness, but the thing is they can get the turnovers. Oh, they're arguing in the chat. I was like, what do you mean? Why would I be someone who's just a Brady fan? What? But guys, stop arguing in the chat, or mods are gonna mute people if you're arguing. Okay. Yes, so that game, Dallas is legit, like very legit, like top 5 team in the league, legit. I still think, like I said, I think the defense is so surprisingly good, but I still think they're the biggest concern just because of the way the offense is. Like, how is another team supposed to keep up with that offense? How is another team supposed to keep up with the Cowboys offense? You have 2 number 1 wide receivers. You have 2 running backs who could be number 1 running backs on a lot of teams in the league. And you have Dak Prescott. And the O-line is playing really well. I think once DeMarcus Lawrence comes back, that's going to be a big game changer for the Cowboys because pass rush is just so important on defense, especially because they have a young secondary. Being able to hurry up that passer is going to be huge. But Cowboys look legit. We'll see what happens though, because what happened with the Steelers last year? They were undefeated for so long and then they just collapsed. It's early in the season. It is early in the season, but I still think it's going to take a lot for teams to keep up with this Cowboys offense. Yeah, I really do think once they get Lawrence back, it's going to make a huge difference for that defense. All right, guys, last game before tonight's game. We got the Steelers versus the Seahawks. I thought this game was going to be so boring, but it was a thriller. Steelers won this one 23-20 in OT. Seahawks was a heartbreaker after really coming back in this game. I mean, they were down 14-0 at half. They were down 14-0 at half. No points, no momentum, no nothing. Come out the first drive after halftime, score a touchdown. Sean just made me lose my train of thought. Big Ben's arthritis was acting up on that pump fake. I mean, I honestly do not know what that pump fake was. It was like a pump fake. He literally just released his grip and then tried to tell the ref it was a forward pass. He goes to the ref, yeah, throw a forward pass. No, sir, you literally just like this, like opened the claw and dropped it. It's insane. Listen, but they still got the win. Defense stepped up for the Steelers, and the defense is what's going to have to carry the Steelers team. I say it time and time again. But this game was surprisingly good. I mean, the drama with the DK Metcalf fumble after he didn't go out of bounds in the final seconds to set up a field goal. And then they stopped the clock to review the fumble when they almost would have ran out the clock and just ended the game because they wouldn't have enough time to spike the ball and all of that confusion at the end there. But do I think the Giants have a chance against the Panthers? Not really. But yeah, guys. Steelers, they're still not great in my opinion, but if defense continues to make those big plays, get those big turnovers, they can have a chance. Big Ben, I will say this, he did have some nice throws in that game, but then again, he also does have those Big Ben plays where it's like, I'm just going to drop the ball, that type of thing. If they can get Najee Harris going, that'd be huge. Like, he has really been starting to get going, but that old line needs to play better, and if they can establish the run game, it will make things so much better for the Steelers offense. They really got to establish the run. He had decent stats in this game. He had 81 yards. Like, that's not bad at all. But he's definitely been heating up as the weeks go on. He's only still a rookie. Did I see Russell Wilson doing the fake calls in the pregame? How cringe was that? Okay, so I didn't see the fake calls till like after. At first, I saw him going through like the fake plays with the fake ball and throwing it and stuff and just like running around. And then later in the night, I saw the fake huddle, like him on the knee or whatever. Listen, you know what? Whatever floats his boat. He's in the NFL. He made it here for a reason. Whatever works for him, whatever keeps him playing at the level he's playing at. I'm good with it. Even if it looks a little weird from the outside, I think it's also weird because we don't have sound. Like, it's just like we're watching from a camera and it's just like him alone. But listen, whatever works for the guy, he's in the NFL. He's an elite quarterback. I'm not going to be one to judge. And then, yeah, guys, so those are all the games that happened. Tonight's game, Bills versus Titans. I got to go with the Bills. I got to go with the Bills winning this one tonight. Hopefully it's a close game, but Ryan Tannehill honestly hasn't been playing that well. And, like, the only reason that this Titans team I feel like is winning is because of Derrick Henry. The dude had 3 touchdowns last week. Like, what? And just he's carrying this team. He's having crazy performance after crazy performance. I mean, Ryan Tannehill is just like living off that play action pass. But the Bills look like a really complete team. And I hope this game was close, though. But I feel like it might not be because the Bills are just so good in all 3 phases of, the game. But yeah, I'm laughing about that Big Ben comment. The arthritis still. It was just so funny watching him drop it and then him looking the ref in the eye and saying, I threw that. Oh my gosh, guys. Anyone have any hot takes for tonight? Anyone have any hot takes before we log off here? Anyone have any hot takes for the game tonight? Let me put the ball over here. I appreciate it, Mike. Hopefully this will be out tomorrow. They take a while to do though. That's the only thing. It's like I work on them all day Tuesday because I'm so indecisive. I think the Bills win it, but Titans were my upset pick. That's interesting. Just like chug that. Sean says I need a big game from Zach Moss. No, Sean, I need Zach Moss to not have a good game because if he gets like more than 6 points, I'm losing. So, Sean, I'm gonna need that not to happen. Sorry, Sean. Do I react to the game live? Well, yeah, but I record it on my camera. I don't do live stream just because I stream it from my computer. So it's already a little delayed because I'm watching on like ESPN's website or whatever. So it like gets delayed. And then if I were to stream it live, it would be the delay that the stream has too. So it'd be super delayed in my opinion. So yum. So yeah, I'm just wait, I forgot to talk about the Bengals game. Wait, guys, I forgot to talk about the Bengals game. Real quick, guys, I gotta talk about the Bengals game. I forgot to talk about the Bengals Detroit game. I just realized that, guys. We gotta talk about Joey B. Real quick here. Bengals won this one, 34-11. Okay, real quick. Bengals, Lions. Bengals dominated this game. Joey B drops dimes, I think, every single week to Jamar Chase. Like, if Joey B is throwing the ball down the field towards the sideline and it's like more than 25 yards, that's going to Jamar Chase. Excuse me. And Jamar Chase is going to catch that. Bengals defense continues to surprise me every single week. They were just flying all over the place versus Lions team. So they had so many tackles for losses. I mean, they were just winning the line of scrimmage on defense. You can pour the water. You don't suck the bottle like that. I just drink out of bottles. I know it's not good, but they were just Bengals defense. So many tackles for losses. Penetrating that line, getting tackles in the backfield, just all over the place. Mixon had a good game, and I have been saying that the Lions look so close to winning, right? I've been saying that the Lions have looked so close to winning, but not really in this game. DJ's World says, I see Burrow and Chase being like Stafford and Megatron, dominant but never amounting to much. I don't know. They just look so good, especially because Chase is in his first season, Burrow's in his second. They're young and they still look so good. And honestly, that Bengals O-line, like, all it can do really is get better at this point, right? Like, all it can do is get better. It's not the best O-line. And, yeah, Goff is in a tough spot right now. But Joey B, 3 touchdowns yesterday. Okay. It was just a crazy good game for the Bengals. I know it was against the Lions, but Bengals are 4-2, and who would have thought? I love surprises like that. When you think a team is still rebuilding, but then they're 4-2 and they have a dominant win like this, like, you got to feel good for a team like that and their fan base, especially the Bengals fan base. So I'm happy for them. Oh, we got one final super chat here. Action Fig says, "Hi. Didn't Judge put Jones in danger by bringing him back after his concussion? He looked very off to me." So no, I wouldn't say he did because apparently they have to go through a concussion protocol, and also part of it is an independent doctor has to evaluate him. So he it wasn't Judge's call really there. It's like either he clears the protocol or he doesn't. Personally, was I surprised that he came back? Yeah, but like he had to clear that protocol there. I don't know. I've never had a concussion, luckily. I know my sister had a concussion and it was like she had it a while ago, but like it was pretty bad for a while. So I was kind of surprised, but I guess everyone is different in the regard of concussions. Like, I don't know. He definitely didn't have a good game, but I don't know if that was on. I don't think that was because of his concussion, because they wouldn't have cleared him then, in my opinion. We got a super chat from Dalton. I appreciate it, Dalton. It was a wild week. It was indeed, Dalton. What's going on, Jared? Judge needs to go, in my opinion. I think I'm going to do a video on that, like, tomorrow or something. You guys want me to do a Joe Judge video, like, if he should be fired? Dalton, you're going on the ball. Guys, the ball is looking so sick. Look at this. Boom. It's looking really cool. I love it. It looks so cool. It looks so sick, guys. I love it. Let me put the ball here for a sec. But yeah, guys, I'm going to go because the game is starting. It's 8:15, right? So yeah, it's 8:15 right now on the East Coast. So it is starting, and I'll catch you guys next live stream. And appreciate you all so much. This was so much fun. And if you're not watching this live and you're watching all the way to this part, that's like sick. You should comment that because that's crazy. That was like a long time. All right, guys. Appreciate you all staying to the end of this live stream. Appreciate all you guys in the chat. See you later, guys. Bye.